Once, in a department there worked a clerk. Between the night of March 22nd and the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, this future clerk was born. His late mother had made all the arrangements for the child's christening. Over there sits the godparents, the worthy Ivan Yeroshkin and Irina Whitetumpkin.
Mokius, Socius, and Hazazot? That won't do. Whoever heard of such names? If it were something like Beradot or Baruch, I wouldn't object. But Straphilius and Baracasius? Well, that settles that. That's it. He'll just have to be a cocky like his father.
Well, that's how the clerk got his name, Akakievich Shunik. Wrinkled cheeks and thinned on top of the head, he could best be described as hemorrhoidal. As an eternal pen-pusher, a lowly 9th-class clerk, he was the butt of all jokes. No one could remember when he showed up to the department, and so people began to suspect he was born that way, a wrinkly sack hunched over a stack of papers to copy.
You know, I heard his 70-year-old landlady beats him.
Oh, you never told us. When's the wedding?
Just some snow for you.
Despite their loud badgering, Akakievich proceeded with his work, making no mistakes. But ever so often, when the torment was a bit too unbearable...
Hey, nice dressing gown.
Why must you do this to me? Life moved along plainly for Akakievich. While everyone else was having a good time, Akakievich did not even think about diverting himself. Never had anyone seen him party in the evening. He was at home, if not at his office. He would pick a document of his liking to copy in the mundane comfort of his humble abode. For some time, Akakievich noticed the cold attacking his back and his shoulders quaking quite viciously. He had begun wondering whether the overcoat was to blame or not. Taking a look at it, he discovered that in 2 to 3 places, the shoulders and back, it had become very much like gauze. The lining disintegrated and the cloth had been worn so thin. Akakievich thought it was time to visit Petrovich once again for a repair on his rag of a coat, and decided already that he wouldn't pay more than 2 rubles. Akaki walked in the bitter cold and up the stairs, saturated in water and the slop that emitted a smell of ammonia that burned your eyes, to Petrovich's apartment, where the door stood open to let the smoke escape from Petrovich's wife cooking fish. Making his way to Petrovich, sitting at a plain wooden table, barefoot, sitting like a Turkish pasha with his haggard-looking big toe with a twisted nail.
It won't go through, the pig! It's killing me! The bitch.
Akakievich remained hesitant at the entrance, noticing Petrovich in a bad mood, as he preferred to negotiate prices when Petrovich was per se under the weather. However, this time Petrovich looked curt and would likely set an outrageous price. Yet Akaki got his bearings and stepped forward with a... Hello, Petrovich. Wish you a good day, sir. I've come... You see, the thing is to...
What is it?
Well, it's like this, Petrovich. My cloak, well, the material, look, you can see, is everywhere else. It's very strong. Well, it's a bit dusty and looks rather shabby. But it's not really, look. It's just in one place it's a little. On the back here, and here too. It's a little worn. And here on the shoulder too a little. And that's all. There's not much work.
No. It's no use mending it.
Sure, you can make them hold just the same. Otherwise, really, Petrovich, see what I mean?
Nope, nothing can be done. As for an overcoat, it looks as if you'll need a new one.
A new one?
A new one.
Well, but if I really have to have a new one, how would it be that...
That is, what will it cost?
Yes.
Well, it will will be 150 rubles.
150 rubles for an overcoat?
Yes, sir. But what an overcoat. And it is to have a silk-lined hood that'll bring it up to 200.
Please, Petrovich, please! Mend it somehow, just enough to make it last a little longer.
No, sir, it won't work. It would be a waste of labor and money.
So that's it. Here's how things turn out in the end. And I really simply couldn't have foreseen it. So here we are. Here's how things stand. I really couldn't have expected. This is impossible. What a business! Akaki walked without direction until an old watchman yelled at him and he returned home. Akaki decided to return to Petrovich when he was in a better mood on Sunday. However, Akaki still didn't get his old dressing gown of an overcoat repaired, and Petrovich reassured Akaki his new coat would be worth the price. Akakievich finally came to his senses and realized the only option is to order a new coat. Akaki was only so persistent at first as he doesn't have the money to buy a new coat and must now cut corners wherever he can. Akaki finally received his annual allotment, which turned out to be 60 rubles this year, meaning he now had enough money to purchase his new overcoat and set out for the store with Petrovich to buy materials. Akaki waited patiently for Petrovich to finish making the coat. Petrovich admires his masterpiece and drapes it over Akaki's shoulders. Akaki slides his arms into the sleeves and it fits like a glove. Akaki smiles as he heads to the office.
Akakievich, it appears you have a new coat.
Oh, good. That overcoat will keep you warm. Finally rid of that old dressing gown.
Perhaps we should celebrate over the new coat. It's rather nice.
Where did you get such a fine coat? I'd love one.
Agreed. We should drink to this coat. Invite us over tonight, Akakievich.
No, you guys must be mistaken. This is my old coat. I insist.
Please, we will join you one evening for a
All right,
drink.
then. I'll do it instead of Akakievich. I invite you all over for a party. Come over to my place tonight. Incidentally, it happens to be my birthday today.
Naturally, the clerk congratulated the man who could be no lesser than the assistant to head clerk for his birthday and happily accepted the invitation. He arrived home with the happiest frame of mind and carefully hung his overcoat, pulling out his old dressing gown to compare. What a difference! Rather than copying, Akaki decided to wallow around in luxury while lying on his bed. Darkness befalling, without further dallying, he pulled on his overcoat and walked out.
I agree. I was so tired, and you know how the boss is. He's so annoying. And so's the director. Don't tell the director I said that. Yep.
Delicious.
Lovely. Oh, Akaki! Hey! Let's go see that overcoat! Come on, let's go. What a nice coat!
Very nice indeed.
How's your wife doing?
She's okay. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why I ever got.
You know, I think that too. Like, why'd I settle down?
No, it's better not to look.
Here's my coat.
Help! Help! Help!
Yo.
Ah! Help me, please, no! Please, no! Please, no! My coat! Someone's robbed me! Help! Excuse me! Someone robbed me! They attacked me! Had you not seen the robbery? How could you allow this to happen?
Apologies. All I saw were two friendly men who approached you. I thought they were friends of yours. However, instead of hollering at me, why don't you go to the police inspector tomorrow?
Landlady!
Oh, hello.
I'm terribly sorry to have woken you up. Two men beat me and robbed me of my overcoat. The watchman saw nothing. He thought we were friends. He said I should go to the police inspector.
Oh, how terrible! You must go straight to the police commissioner at once. That useless local police inspector cannot be trusted. Always making false promises. Definitely he'll help you.
Okay. Good morning, miss. Please, I must see the commissioner.
Well, right now he's sleeping, but if you'd like to see him, you can try again later.
Morning, miss. Earlier this morning, I was here to see the commissioner, but you told me he is sleeping. Is he awake now?
No, he's still sleeping. You may try again later.
Good day, miss. It's an urgent matter. Has the commissioner finally woken up yet?
Yes, but unfortunately, however, he is right now away from home. Even if it is an urgent matter, you'll have to await for his return.
Kakiyevich tried again during dinner hour, but the secretary still would not let him see the commissioner. For once in his life, Kakiyevich spoke curtly, threatening to file a complaint, as he was on official government business if they did not let him see the commissioner. No response came as the secretary went to bring the commissioner.
What had you been doing out so late?
One of my superiors invited me to his birthday party and insisted it would be rude not to attend. I was heading home afterwards.
Did you stop somewhere along the way? Hadn't you been to a house of ill repute?
By the end of their meeting, Kakiyevich was left unsure whether they would do anything at all. That day, for the first time in his life, he had not gone to the office. When he returned to the office the next day and recounted what happened, his co-workers felt touched and sympathetic. On the spot, they decided to start a collection for Kakiyevich. The sum resulted in the merest trifle due to an earlier collection, although a certain compassionate co-worker offered some advice.
It's best not to go to your local police inspector, even if by chance the inspector considers the case career enhancing. The best thing to do is to see the important personage who will speed up the process by writing and contacting the right people.
At an unfavorable time, Kakiyevich presented himself to the important personage when a friend from the countryside had come to visit him. The two had been talking for 2 hours about all sorts.
What do you want?
Oh, I don't think I'll be seeing you.
Well, Your Excellency, you see, I was walking home, that is to say, from a birthday party of my superior the other day. Your Excellency, 2 men came and, beat me up, and that is to say, robbed my overcoat.
My dear sir, don't you know the proper channels? Do you realize whom you're addressing? And what the proper procedure should be? You should first have handed in a petition to the office. It would have gone to the head clerk. From him, it would have reached the section head, who would have approached my secretary. And only then would the secretary have presented it to me.
But, Your Excellency, Your Excellency, ventured to trouble you because secretaries, that is to say, are, so to speak, an unreliable lot?
What demand? Where did you pick up such an attitude? Where did you get such ideas? What is this insubordination that is spreading among young people against their chiefs and superiors? Do you realize to whom you're talking? Do you appreciate who I am? Do you realize, do you? I'm asking you!
Kakiyevich could not recall how or when he had gotten downstairs out of the building, much less floating along the streets. Beating up his back and bones, the blizzard wore into him, blowing him a sore throat. By the time he waddled home, he was shaken feverishly by the blizzard. The next day, he was found with a high fever.
It's no use. He's as good as gone. All he has is a day and a half left before going, well, kaput. And you, my good woman, I'd not waste my time if I were you. I'd order him a coffin right away, a pine one specifically. An oak one would be too expensive for him.
As the day wore on, Kakiyevich became delirious with delusions. Petrovich, my good friend, I'd like to order another overcoat. Except this time, I had some sort of concealed traps to catch the thieves hiding under my bed. Wait! Landlady! Landlady! A thief under my bed! Help! Help! Why is my old coat over there? Wretched, tattered dressing gown. Where's my new overcoat? I'm sorry, Your Excellency. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Excellency. You bitch! Your Excellency! You're a bitch! How d- Excellency, you bitch. And just like that, Akakievich dies alone